So it's my pleasure today to have Louis Cardin with us on the phone. Louis is a senior analyst from Forrester Research. He is a leading expert on best practices and trends for information technology management, focused on shared services, organizational development, governance, and program office management, and delivering value from the systems for those functions. Prior to becoming an analyst, Louis had a real job as a CIO and head of HR, a long career in actually delivering value to large Fortune 500 organizations in Canada and the U.S. So Louis will be joining us. He's going to talk a little bit about the current landscape in PPM. Then he and I will talk a little bit about overcoming the obstacles that some organizations face when they attempt to implement PPM. And we'll do a little case study on Ingersoll Rand, and then hopefully have plenty of time for your questions at the end of the session. So without further ado, let me introduce Louis Cardin. And Louis, looking forward to your comments.
Well, thanks very much, David. Appreciate the introduction, and I'm looking forward to having our dialogue here with you, and hope the folks that are on the show with us get a lot of value out of this. One of the things that I wanted to start out with today is this PPM value proposition. As David mentioned, I was a CIO for many years, actually 18 of them, and I lived PMO in my later years. In my earlier years, there wasn't any such thing. It was more like a strategic planning organization. And one of the issues that I had to deal with, and this has, right on with the topic of overcoming obstacles, is how do you get the rest of the organization, particularly at the senior level, to buy into this thing, and how do you get first of all the PMO, but so what's the real value of having a portfolio management product software solution in place, and how do you sell that to the rest of the business? So I thought I'd include that as in the opening of our discussion today, and really when you look at what PMOs do, you'll see on the left there the functions that they perform. This is a little bit portfolio centric, but there's a huge demand in organizations now to get their investments prioritized. How do you optimally allocate scarce funds across a portfolio investment activity, and the same with the people, which are often even scarcer than the funding? And how do you do suitable reporting to communicate with governance and steering committees and your business colleagues? And the fact that informed governance is the only kind of governance that really works. So you can see that the benefits that you get out of a PMO, and if you are not using a PPM solution, you'll probably have difficulty delivering on these benefits. But you want to get the right projects done at the right time, and you do want to make sure that you've got optimal deployment of these resources, financial and human. Such a demand for the red, yellow, green statusing and the ability to drill down and see what's going on at lower levels, and making your governance be able to work for you in terms of correct decision making and problem solving. So when you look at these portfolio management solutions, you'll find particularly the very well-known ones and the popular ones and the successful ones like PowerSteering, you'll find that the demand that PMOs, IT organizations, and businesses in general who may have a more enterprise version of a PMO, they all want these things. We did this survey at Forrester recently where we asked the respondents to rate the importance of the abilities and features within these various categories. And the responses that we got that were saying that these things were extremely important or very important, you'll see all the way down to the second last one, pretty much over 50% and as high as 75% saying that these features